Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over how you can focus better by actually learning the ability to unfocus. So what I mean by this is that whenever you think that you're distracted or you're procrastinating, normally for me anyway, it means that I'm focusing actually on the wrong things rather than focusing on the things that I should be doing, right? And then that makes you feel worse about yourself because you don't have enough energy and focus to put on the right things. It's like filling your water up and pouring it on all the wrong things. And for me personally, it's something that I came to the conclusion with recently, is that when I really need to put my attention to the things that matter, I need to really prioritize more than ever that ability to unfocus. So when you find yourself procrastinating or getting unfocused, or you just feel like you've had a rough day, I've had many comments down there like, what do you do, James, when your time block or your plan goes to fail? Sometimes I just write off that day and move on to the next one, because it's sometimes better to learn that ability to unfocus. So there's a very big difference between the ability of distraction and unfocused, right? And I believe the ability to stop and let yourself know that rest is really productive. So what are examples of distracting yourself? Watching YouTube videos, watching loads of podcasts, watching like calling your friends, like all of these things like that require you to focus, which can be fun and good. But if you're doing that all the time and you're overstimulating yourself and you don't let your brain have any time to breathe and kind of almost like refilling your water, right? It can be really dangerous, because when you do sit down to work, it's even more difficult than it wouldn't be if you use that time to unfocus. So what are the best examples of unfocusing? So the number one is sleep. Sleep more and try and optimize your sleep. You don't have to be super obsessive about it, but if you can nail that one, it's going to be pretty good. Something I love to do at the moment is get into like a natural rhythm of doing, say, 30 minutes or 90 minutes of deep work when I'm focusing, like reading one thing or doing my Anki flashcards, and then just going outside. It's really nice weather outside, and go for a walk, and it's really helpful and really nice because you can like just let your mind breathe. And if you want to think about something consciously, you can, or you could just like let your eyes open up and just have a much nicer visual field, you know what I mean, than just singularly focusing. That ability really restores me and fills my water bottle up again to focus better, and it really clears like my mental noise and my mental like worries and stuff like that. So when I'm stressed, when I'm studying, the best thing I can do is go for a walk. Another great thing is, which I did a lot throughout my A-levels, which was NSDR, or napping, pretty much. Like, put on like a nice meditation, pretty much just go to sleep. That's my best way of doing it, for like 20 minutes. And then you wake up and you're like, Jesus, I can focus forever now. And training those abilities, they're like 3 examples, there's probably lots more, but they're the ones that work best for me. And also like working out, that's like, oh my god, like if I didn't have that, I'd be a very different person. And all these things restore your focus, just like the water filling up again. And I believe that your focus isn't limited, right? But it can be if you're putting it, or if you're pouring that water into all the wrong bloody things, right? So try and make sure that you're prioritizing those hours, that time that you put into focus into one singular thing, into the right things that move the needle forward for your life, for your goals, for the person that you're striving to become, right? And sometimes it sucks because you would much prefer to watch that podcast or watch all those YouTube videos or that Netflix series, right? But to get something, you have to take responsibility of the things that you can control, and sometimes sacrifice all that stuff to then aim up higher towards a higher goal. And for me personally, like, I believe I only have like 4 hours of deep work a day, right? And you can spread that out throughout your day, but I treat it now like interval training. Just like if you did a sprint, right? You'd have to recover, walk back for a bit. I've been doing more interval training at the moment for my running, and I've been like sprinting, and then you obviously have to walk back. But see that like studying, right? If you have to sprint somewhere, or you have to do like a 30 minutes of just focus attention when you're like looking at one part of the screen like a madman, do that, and then allow yourself to have a break for a minute, go for a walk, unfocus. And I kind of want that to be the message of this video. Focus is limited. Treat it like you treat your body. If you work out, rest is productive. Don't let yourself get swayed by all the productivity influencers that are like, yeah, you need to be working 24/7. Not sure about that. For me personally, at the moment, that's something that's like super helpful towards me, and it's something that I'm going to be doing a lot more, is trying to build that ability to unfocus, like NSDR sessions, walking and optimizing my sleep and exercising more, and even like having play activities, like creativity activities, like things like doing like this. It just switches, it kind of pulls at a different part of my brain than studying, if that makes sense. So this video is about be unfocused to focus more, right? Try and distinguish between unfocused and distraction, and try and head yourself towards the ability to unfocus. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your week, and thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.